Hey there, YouTube friends. How was your weekend? I had a lazy one here. I had a cold one here. So cold I slept under two quilts last night, which like is the best sleeping in the world that I ever get. But yeah, no complaints. Ready for a brand new week. Hope you are too. I want to talk today about how much fruit on a raw vegan diet and some various problems that might arise from various different things. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, why don't you go ahead and go down there now and hit that subscribe button. Be sure you like the video and please come back and watch a little bit more. I get questions from time to time. I actually got a couple of questions last week. I remember these specifically, but I get questions all the time. Somebody asking me if all the bananas I ate made me constipated, and I was like, I was almost like, no, if anything, it would be absolutely the opposite. And then somebody also asked me about bananas making you gassy, which just led me to a bigger thought. It's not so much, I'm not about here to talk specifically about bananas, but I get questions from time to time, and I get comments from time to time, both here on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook, but mostly on here on Instagram. And people are like, well, when I eat this, this always happens. I get bloated from this. When I eat this, I gain weight. And a lot of the things that people say when they do, it's the experience is diametrically opposed or exactly opposite for me. I mean, and then, I was thinking about it a little bit, and then I just started thinking, well, it all depends. All of this stuff depends. Like me, I eat plenty of bananas every day. Even on a slow day, I probably eat 10 or 12 bananas. On an average day, I probably take down, 15, 18 bananas. I eat more bananas now because I'm not in the tropics anymore and I don't get as much of the other fruit. But the point being is it's like your mileage may vary. You can't just say when you eat bananas, when I eat bananas, when this person eats bananas, and compare that on an equal playing field. Because if you're just dabbling with this lifestyle, and what I think so many people are, they're like doing certain elements of it, but they can't give up the other food. And a lot of people, quite frankly, they may be eating a lot of fruit, but they're still eating a lot of garbage. And personally, I think if you're eating a lot of fruit and you're eating a lot of garbage, that you're not going to have the same reaction to it as say I am. Because I'm not eating all that kind of stuff. And I know a lot of people have these weird ideas, and I'm not a fanatic when it comes to food combining. And I'm not talking about even in one meal, but if you're talking about like over the course of a day, what people are eating generally, like, yeah, you can eat you might get fat on fruit if you eat a ton of fruit and you're still eating the junk. You're still eating a lot of junk from a standard American diet, even if it's vegan, even if it's plant-based, because, maybe you're transitioning to a raw food diet, or maybe you're just, maybe you're just trying to be healthy. Maybe you're trying to do a lot of raw, but yeah, it's not quite the same. You can't eat this large amount of fruit and then still be eating some other garbage. It's just, your body's just not going to work the same way there. Like one thing a lot of people do, I noticed that your general public, a lot of people that, follow a standard American diet, and probably a lot of people carry over to this. Like you can't eat like some people eat fruit as a dessert. Fruit is not a dessert. I definitely don't recommend fruit to anybody. And even worse than that, I know a lot of people that will eat watermelon. They'll slice watermelon during the summer when watermelon's in season, and they'll eat a big ass meal, and then they'll eat watermelon after that. And that's the absolute worst thing you can do, because fruit is generally going to digest faster than anything else you're putting in your body. Now, you don't have to be absolutely fanatic about that. I'm not saying if you eat a heavy meal, you have to wait 8 hours to eat some fruit. But especially, like I say, if you're, depending how bad you're still eating, how much processed food, how much heavy food, your mileage may vary on that, but you definitely, don't want to follow up a heavy meal. And if you're eating some cooked food, which is okay, you definitely don't want to follow up a heavy cooked meal with, say, some fruit shortly thereafter. So it's, like I say, it's kind of like, it's not a fair comparison. And this happens in a lot of different areas on this diet, on this lifestyle. People talk about getting bloated on this lifestyle, and I've addressed that issue many times in a lot of different videos. That's mostly a matter if you come to this lifestyle and after a week you're like, oh, this isn't working for me because I'm eating this stuff that I see these people that are recommending to me, and I just feel bloated, and maybe your digestion isn't working well yet. Well, most people are just not, the average person is not used to eating the amount of fiber. That is where, especially here in the States, where people are so deficient on, is forget the nutrients, the various nutrients you break down. People are so deficient on fiber here. So when you start eating so much fiber, it can tend to make you a little bloated, maybe block you up a little bit in the beginning. Or it can do absolutely the opposite. For me, it was the opposite. It took me a while. I remember the first couple of years I was in this lifestyle that, eating all the fruit and all the vegetables and all the salads and all the lighter stuff that I was eating. I would go, I had to go to the bathroom more in the early days than I necessarily have to do now. I still go a healthy amount now. But, back in the day when I first started this lifestyle, sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, hell, I hope, if you're sharing the house with somebody, you're like, I hope nobody's in the bathroom this morning, because when you got to go, you got to go. So either way, whether it's bloating or it's like the food's just really going through you, it is going to take a little while to adjust to eating like this in the beginning. But I just want to double down and talk about that, if you're still doing those things, if you're still trying to walk a line, if you're still, you'll eat 5 or 6 days really good, or you'll eat a couple of weeks really good, and then you have your little setbacks and you fall off and you eat a bunch of garbage, and you're continuously doing this back and forth. And if you're doing this just on a regular basis as you're trying to eat this other food, they just don't coexist together. They just don't coexist together. So that's why I like to stress to people that there is a method to the madness, like by doing a transition. So many people just get excited and they see other people doing things and they want to do it overnight. But we're all individual to a certain extent. We're all not individual to a certain extent, but just feel it out. Play how you need to do. Maybe you can't eat as much fruit in the beginning. Maybe you have to, eat more greens, more this and that. But like I say, and I'm just going to repeat this one more time to hammer the point home, it's all going to depend on the overall picture of things, what you're eating throughout the whole day, not just this one meal, what you're eating day in, day out. Don't just think that you can, and yet now you can pick and choose, because I even do that with some of my friends that I know are never going to be vegan, they're never going to be raw, they're never going to be plant-based, and I do try to make suggestions to them that will, at least give them a little bit of something. Like, for instance, most anybody, you fasted. That's basically what breakfast means. You're breaking the fast. So if you're not eating the best yet, if you're not, eating fully plant-based, not fully whole food plant-based, or very high raw, maybe you just, eat that fruit first thing in the morning. Start your day, because you've just by the fact that you've slept, you've probably gone 8, 10, 12 hours without a meal. So start your day with some fruit. That's a great time that everybody can get a fruit meal in there, whether you eat just eat yourself a big fruit bowl, make yourself a smoothie, have yourself some nice cream. That's not going to be a problem for anybody right there. But and just to do a little damage control, if you fall off, if you do something that you don't want to do, but you end up doing it, you eat some things you don't want to eat, don't try to follow that up by immediately eating some fruit to clear out the system. Give yourself a little bit of time, maybe wait till the next day. But the fruit thing, like I say, it's not going to make you fat. Believe me, I've been trying to put on weight from fruit for the past 10 years, and I have to focus on it. You're not going to just randomly stumble in, make a mistake, and eat too much fruit and gain too much weight. It's the other things. When people say that, it just irks me. Fruit will make you fat. Fruit will do this to you. Fruit will raise your blood sugar. Fruit will only do certain things to you if you're eating too much of it in conjunction with bad food. So that's just my 2 cents worth. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you here again in a couple of days. Peace.